Hi guys, girls and non-denominational, non-traditional seasonal shrubs. It's been a little while, and by a little while I mean a few days, but I'm back. It's your boy the H, talking comics, films and combat sports. Okay guys, let's get down to it. So I was thinking, well, this is what I was thinking, but I want to know what you guys are thinking as well. Do you think Anthony Joshua needs probably a new coach / trainer, and also to change up his style? Does he need to do what Tyson Fury did? By that I mean, I'm not sure if any of you are like new Tyson Fury fans or followed him like I have since back in the day. Since back in the days where he was on Mick Hennessy's Channel 5 shows, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but he fought John McDermott. I'm trying to remember if it's once or twice, but John McDermott, a lot of people said, could have got the decision over Fury. Also, Martin Rogan put Tyson Fury in some trouble. Steve Cunningham dropped Fury. I'm trying to remember if John McDermott dropped Fury as well. I've got a feeling that John McDermott might have dropped Fury as well. He was about 23. Fury's literally the same birthday as me, 12th of August 1988. Well, I'm 89, he's 88, so he's 1 year older than me to the day. So I think he was 23 or 24. It was a good few years before the Vladimir Klitschko fight. But basically, if you watched old schools of Tyson Fury when he fought McDermott, Rogan, Chisora in the first fight to a certain extent, and definitely Steve Cunningham, who dropped him as well. So Fury, he's always had boxing skills, but he didn't use it that much. So he'd go in, he'd put his head out there, he'd try and basically box you up, but he'd stay in too long. So instead of using his reach and staying out, he'd stay in, he'd give punches, but he'd receive punches, and that's why he was dropped a few times. But he changed his whole style. I'm not sure if he was, I remember his dad went to prison, his dad came out of prison. I'm not sure if it was his uncle Peter who changed his style, or if he just thought, I need to completely change my style and become more of a Floyd Mayweather type. But originally Fury had actually been, he was always a boxer, but he's more of a box fighter. So he'd try and box you, but like I said, he'd stay in, he'd leave his chin out, and he would get dropped. Like I said, he got dropped by Steve Cunningham, obviously dropped by Wilder twice. I'm pretty sure John McDermott dropped him as well. Chisora they fought twice, and Fury pretty much dealt with him, and I think he retired Chisora in the corner. Was that the second fight? But in the first fight, I think it was like round 3, which Chisora had a little bit of luck, not luck, a little bit of pleasure, let's call it. Definitely John McDermott, definitely. I remember for a fact that it was really controversial, and people were saying, did John McDermott deserve to win that fight? I can't remember if he dropped Fury or not, but I feel he might have dropped him. Anyway, for the process of this conversation, let's say he did. But then Fury learned, he used his mind, changed his boxing skills, hit angles. He decided to switch hit as well. Like, if you notice, Tyson Fury can do that. So does Joshua need to do that? Because basically, it's come out now that, if you look at my other video, Joey Dejeko decked him in sparring. Martin Bakole decked him in sparring, whether that was in this fight or in previous sparring. And it's now coming out that Kabayel, the European champion, based in Italy, Kabayel, this is just rumours, but supposedly he sparked him out. I know it's Frank Warren saying this, so take it with a grain of salt. But obviously Frank Warren's got sources, and he's got legitimate sources as well. And I was told that Dejeko and Bakole definitely have sparked him out. If not in this last fight camp, then they have done previously. Obviously, what's his name, Daniel Dynamite Dubois, it's a known fact. AJ's going to deny this. He's knocked him down. Not if he KO'd him, but he knocks AJ down. And then also, what's his name? David Price. David Price knocks him down as well. But obviously, it doesn't mean anything, because look at David Price's career since. Dubois an up and comer. Joey Dejeko's got 19 wins, 7 losses, so he's a bit of a journeyman. Martin Bakole could do something, only lost against Mark Hunter. That being said, if you got that chin, let's call it I won't say I can't chin, but I don't want to be too harsh. But if you've got a susceptibility to getting KO'd, yeah, or getting knocked out, then what are you gonna do? You're gonna use your reach. You're going to try and jab and move. Obviously I'm southpaw, so it's going to be a bit different. But do you know what I mean? You're going to jab, you're going to move, you're going to use your head movement, you're going to go up and down. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to give you a full demonstration, like an idiot. But do you guys get what I'm saying? That's what Tyson Fury did. Hence he boxed off the ears of Vladimir Klitschko. Hence he boxed off the ears of Deontay Wilder. Hence there's no chance, well, there's always a chance, there's less than a 5% chance of Tom Phillips beating him, because unlike the other guys, Fury's not going to get into a slugfest. Like, here's the thing, people ripping Joshua's chin, yeah? But at the end of the day, it's about recovery as well as having a chin. Tyson Fury, his chin is... I'm a Tyson Fury fan, straight up, I'm not gonna lie to you. He's my favourite boxer in the heavyweight division right now. He's one of my top 5. If you watch my other videos, you know that I'm a fan of guys like Tyson Fury. My favourite right now is Lomachenko, then Crawford. Fury's probably in around there. So I love boxing. I literally love the sweet science. I love the technical aspect. I love movement. I love Floyd Mayweather back in the day. I'm not about slugging it out. But you've got to have a brain to do that. You've got to have the boxing IQ. People say AJ doesn't have that, and I can see where they're coming from based on the fact AJ's had the same coach from the amateur days, the Olympic days, which is Rob McCracken. Rob McCracken's other great student was Carl Froch. Carl Froch took a lot of damage, man. He was dropped by, I think Jermaine Taylor. Definitely Darrell dropped him as well. So he was dropped a few times, but obviously each time he came back, the only losses he was dropped by Groves as well. Remember that, George Groves? But he came back, and I think Kessler was on his record as a loss, and obviously Andre Ward boxed his head off. But if you watch that Andre Ward fight, I think Andre Ward, they might give him Froch 1 or 2 rounds, but honestly, Andre Ward could have had a case for a shutout. He boxed the living hell out of Carl Froch, and you can't just blame, obviously you can blame Froch because he's fighting, but his tactics was not on point. He should have tried to get inside more. He should have tried to exert his own pressure. But I'm not going to hate on Rob McCracken. He's a bloody legend. Do you know what I mean? Like, in the game, he's brought Britain a lot of Olympic goals and a lot of silvers, a lot of bronzes. So fair play to Rob McCracken. But could AJ do with a change? Sometimes it doesn't work out at the end of the day. Like, Chisora is now at Dave Colwell's gym. He just got a sluggish win against Gashi, which is really boring. That's mainly because of Gashi. But also Colwell, like you watched my other videos, has done really poor in terms of promoting his fighters and in terms of actually their skills, because Jordan Gill got TKO'd. Fowler lost his decision against Scott Fitzgerald. So if you're based on that, it's not always a great idea, but Chisora won it still. It was boring, and he didn't seem to implement or have any different kind of versatility in him that he had before from before he trained with Dave Colwell. But it is what it is. Will Joshua benefit by going to another trainer? Possibly. Will he benefit by going to Virgil Hunter, where obviously Brizal went? That didn't help. Brizal got knocked out in 1 round. So it is apples and oranges. But I'm saying to you guys, I personally remember when Tyson Fury was going life and death with guys like John McDermott, Martin Rogan, and Steve Cunningham, yeah? And they're all so far beneath Tyson Fury, you'd be shocked to even remember the fact that he fought those guys. But they all gave him trouble at some point. Some of them even dropped him, yeah? But he changed it. He changed his boxing, he used his boxing intellect, his boxing IQ. He boxed their head off. That's why I always said, go back and watch my other videos. It doesn't mean trying to jump on the AJ, he's lost so everyone could beat him bandwagon. Go watch my other videos. I've always said AJ and Wilder are pretty even. Maybe AJ could probably get in close to Fury, but Fury most likely would outbox him just like he outboxed Wilder, based on the fact he's got a stance, he's got the intellect, and he's got the movement, and he's got angles, where AJ just plods forward, uses his devastating power. And guess what? If you've got devastating power, you can do that. Daniel Dubois is the same. He's got devastating power. That's why the fight Daniel Dubois versus Nathan Gorman is going to be so interesting, because one's got devastating power, one's got footwork and movement. And in my mind, footwork and movement usually wins. The problem is Gorman, he's saying that they sparred together and stuff. It might make him a bit cocky, might get him into Dubois' face. Dubois needs a couple of shots, and that's it. Might even be one punch power. Don't know if he's the same level as Deontay Wilder, obviously, but we'll see. But yeah, guys, I just want to know, what do you guys think? Do you think AJ needs to do a Tyson Fury, completely change and eradicate his boxing brain at the moment and replace it with a new boxing brain, one where he utilises his tremendous reach, when where he utilizes his jab, where he does jabs, moves, uppercuts occasionally, body shots when necessary, but he doesn't stand there in front of you, doesn't get in the pocket like he did against Dillian White, like he did against Klitschko, doesn't let people like Andy Ruiz Jr., who are much smaller than him, get inside and land overhands on him. Instead, he just keeps them at bay like he did against Joseph Parker, which is the only time in his whole professional career, if you look, that he completely utilized the jab and stuck to the game plan. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, like I said, Rob McCracken's done great for Anthony Joshua and for Olympics. Do you guys think that it'll be fruitful for Joshua to get a new coach? Or do you guys think, obviously he's been knocked out and knocked down sparring a few times, maybe a different style of boxing to help him? Let me know what you guys think. Cheers, guys.